All right, welcome to your interview for our graduate program. I'd like to just start off with asking you to tell me a little bit about yourself. What kind of things were you involved in your undergraduate program, and some things like that.
Awesome. So I graduated from Bloomsburg University with a bachelor's in psychology. While I was there, I was involved in Psych Association, which it really took us out in the community. We worked with kids at local schools with Brain Awareness Week, just, little activities to get to know your brain, be more educated. We also worked with the state hospital in our town, participating in bingo and casino night events with them, which was a really interesting, beneficial, real-life experience, something that not many people are afforded.
Yeah.
I also participated in Alpha Phi Omega, which is the service-based organization on campus, and it really helped my grow my leadership skills and getting out in the community and really, having real-life experiences to apply to things.
Yeah, applying things is really important. So what got you into psychology to begin with?
Personally, I think for me it's kind of a two-part answer to that. My family growing up was a foster family, so I'm really invested into the system in that way, and making sure everyone from infants to adolescents emerging into adulthood, aging out of the program, have the resources that they need, that they weren't necessarily brought up in a home that they had, and it's not their lack of forthcoming, it's just they not having the resources. My family also personally has been really involved in therapy counseling as well as individual. My brother having Tourette's, and it being a new, different stressor in the life, just kind of finding out how different people's brains tick and how they work, and what's best for one person cannot be what's best for another person.
Yeah.
Just being that helping hand to try to guide people through that in such a unsure time of turmoil.
Yeah. And so what do you think you want to do with your graduate degree?
I've always said that I really think that I want to focus more of the foster care system. I'd like to, I think, possibly take my psych bachelor's and maybe work it into a more master's of social work path, just being able to work more directly in the system, because I think that's where I want to focus my long-term goals on working to better the resources that are available through that. I definitely never discount, though. Family counseling has been something that has really helped our family particularly, so I think that's something that's really near and dear to my heart, that I'd like to take the foster system but also work as on a family level, so
Okay.
family-based counseling but also social work path.
Yeah. And have you done any research in your undergraduate program? Are you looking to continue any sort of research into your grad school career?
Bloomsburg's undergraduate program did require both the methods of experimental research and an application class that we took. We participated in both rat and human research. Although the rat study was interesting, and I think it's definitely an experience you need to have, I'd be more inclined to just have the experience of research in more intimate setting, just seeing the differences in going into homes and the different types of therapy that can benefit different people, those different comparisons that something works for one person, not for the other. Why? I feel like that's where I'd focus my research.
Okay. So more human interaction versus the
absolutely.
rats. All right. And I know you mentioned the foster care system. What population do you think that you want to work with? Is there any age group specifically you're interested in, or just?
I think that I would definitely I'd have a definite soft spot for kids emerging adulthood, all of the in the system ages, anywhere from infancy to adolescence. I feel like it's a time of such up and down development that, they are often not really given the resources to navigate, because the system kind of bounces responsibility, and I feel like I really want to focus in on the children having the resources that they need, but also not neglecting the adults in the situation who are trying to give these kids the resources they need. So again, not focusing in on it's more of the family and the adolescent aspect of the ages. Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions for me about the program? Any specifics?
I think the only question I'd have is your program's tuition remission opportunities and how you'd handle both in-state and out-of-state students and how that gets dispersed.
All right. Yeah, their tuition remission is available, especially for in-state students, for residents. If you're a non-resident student, you can apply for tuition remission. It brings you down to the level of the in-state students for those residents. And on top of that, non-resident students and resident students who are afforded a fellowship or assistantships are also available for other in-state awards, tuition awards. Though this is only available for spring and fall semesters. It's not for the winter or the summer courses. All right, thank you so much for coming in.
Awesome.